Before we begin our podcast, we'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land we're recording on. For Cass, it's the Borragagal people, and for Hayley, it's the Dharawal people.
Welcome everyone to this week's episode of Drag Official. I'm Cass.
I'm Hayley.
And thank you for giving us a little bit of your time. Okay, Hayley, what did you do this week?
Well, I learned how an RSS feed works and managed to upload our podcast actually as a podcast. So that was exciting. Go me in technology.
Well done to you. Yay.
And currently sitting 135 on the charts as you sent me.
Yeah, I was really surprised when we saw that tonight.
I still don't know how to check that, so I'll need to figure out how to check the ratings. And that's really all I did. Nothing exciting.
I did the office again this week for a couple of days, and I did some swimming and ventured outside this evening after work to do a couple of things. And I really don't like shopping centres.
I know I went to one today. It was terrible.
No. I think I'm just going to go straight into my bursting pancreas because it was screaming. I was at the local Aldi. I know I talk a lot about etiquette, but there is an etiquette when it comes to perusing the aisles at a supermarket. And I stand back a little bit so I can survey the whole area so I don't get in anybody's way. And old mate just comes up with his trolley and stood directly in front of me to look at the same thing that I was looking at.
I might be with old mate here because Aldi works as a production line. There's stuff on both sides, but you go one way. So I hate the other people that go the other way. That irritates me.
But I wasn't going the other way.
I understand that. But you know, if there's someone standing and having a look and I just need to go in and grab something quickly, I'm going to do it. I don't have time. I'm at Aldi. It's a quick shop.
I was looking for something specific. And it was one of those things that you really needed to look. They didn't have it, but I needed to look anyway. But it's not just Aldi, it's all other supermarkets. I kind of stand back a little bit out of everybody's way so I can survey the whole area so I don't have to keep stopping with the trolley in every little section to see what I wanted. So in this case today, it was the meat area. So I was standing in front of the lamb section because I wanted a couple of marinated lamb steaks that I could, cut up and freeze. And I'm standing there and I'm looking and I'm like, okay, I can't find it. But I had to look at every single, and the Aldi ones, how there's like 7 or 8 of those shelves.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was standing there and old mate, bless his heart, he was probably 75 if he was a day, but didn't even turn around and acknowledge me, or say, excuse me, or I'm so sorry, I'm in your way, or what. He just stood there. And what made it even worse was he was doing the exact same thing that I was doing. He was also surveying the land to see what kind of, produce that he could get. I wasn't going in the opposite direction of anybody. And then as soon as I realized that they didn't have them, I moved down a little bit. And then I went into the danger part of Aldi, that middle section.
Yeah.
And I was looking and they had some vinyl records and I was standing there looking at them. And this kid who was about 9 years old, if he was a day, one of them had a picture of the vinyl on the sleeve of the album cover. Mm. And the kid turned around to his mother and went, "Is this a Frisbee?" And I just went, "No, no. I just... Parents, educate your children on things of the past, because I had to get educated on things before electricity was invented. Just, if you see me in a supermarket standing in front of some shelves, I'm looking at what to buy. Don't stand in front of me because, I respected the fact that he was older and I didn't say anything. But if you're 60 and under, you're probably going to get a little bit of a serve from me. It's rude.
Usually I would stand, so say if I was with you and didn't know you or whatever, I would stand behind you and put my trolley behind you, survey, and then go, "Oh, excuse me, sorry, I've got to grab that." And then I'll just grab what I need to and continue on.
But he literally just stood in front of me.
He's 75. He doesn't have much time. He needs to do his stuff. Just let him cut in front of you.
No, fuck you, old mate. Don't stand right in front of me. I don't care. I really don't care. Like, don't stand in front of me. You can clearly see I'm saying, you can't miss me. I may be 50 odd kilos lighter, but you still can't miss me. Am I not a person? Do I not have feelings? Don't stand in front of me. And then make it even worse by he goes and finds whatever it is that he wants and then leaves the trolley. But what's happened in the meantime is old Edna has turned up with her little trolley too. And they've pretty much boxed me in, and I've got to wait for one of them to get their stuff so they can leave so I can get out. It's not right.
Well, mine's a short one. I do drive a lot, just in terms of, dropping kids off and work. So I do drive a lot. So mine's a driving one, which I'm sure I'm not the only one that gets annoyed by driving things. We've already spoken about my incessant road rage. But my pet peeve is when people drive with their high beams on and then don't turn them off when they hit you. So you blinded and then see those spots. It's already hard enough to drive at nighttime, but then you got those fuckers that want to do that on, when you don't have to. You only need your high beams on when you're on like a country road and there's no other signage around or something. Like, you don't need to do it on big highways. It doesn't make sense to me. So that irritates me. What irritates me is people who drive in the fast lane who are not going fast. Get out. You can actually get fined for being in the fast lane and you're not overtaking anybody. Or then there's those people who get in the fast lane in front of you, cut you off, and then slow down. Drives me nuts. So not very passionate for the pancreas this week.
Oh, no. Old Bill, or whatever his name was, old mate that was standing in front of me, blocking my view.
Wait,
fuck you.
Your turn.
Fuck you, old mate. Fuck you. And if you're watching this, fuck you. Get out of my way. So, seeing as how we're on the subject of supermarkets and foods,
yes.
What's your food fixation this week? And have you tried anything new?
I did. I was actually on the phone to you when I was getting it, but I got the pre-cooked roast beef from Coles. It comes in like maybe 250 grams or something. It comes in like a little pre-sealed packet. And I got the coleslaw it didn't have much. It had like spinach leaves in it, but it was mostly carrot and cabbage. And I had that and I split the roast beef up into 3 and I split the salad up into 3. Had that with kewpie mayo run through it. And that was delicious. What did you try new today for this week?
I haven't tried it yet, but while I was in Aldi and no one was standing in front of me when I was looking, I was at the freezer section and I wanted to try it before the surgery. And then I thought, there's only 6 of them in the box. I could probably have like 1 or 2, like once a week or once every 2 weeks. And it sounds disgusting. And my wife just went, oh, when she saw them. And it's the Asian style cheeseburger spring rolls.
What? Never heard of them.
$3.99 for a box of 6 at Aldi. But my food fixation this week has been Subway.
Ooh, I went through that stage.
I want it really bad. And of course it's got bread in it.
Mine, similar, like what I want, but I know I can't have, is I can't remember what they call them. They're like, how you go to the bakery and you get like a chicken roll or like a pork roll.
The banh mi.
That's what it's called. Yeah, the banh mi. So that's that. I walk past it. I walk past it when I go to the shops all the time, and I'm like, oh God, I just want a chicken roll.
One of the questions that I wanted to ask you with the bariatric surgery, we're just going to quickly do bariatric surgery because hopefully we're going to have a guest on this week's episode.
Yay, I'm so excited.
I'm excited too. I can't wait.
Keep
hopefully
listening.
It happens. Yeah. With the bariatric surgery, with our weight loss, because you're down something like 23 kilos, right?
Yeah, around that.
And I'm down close to 55 kilos now. Do you have big changes in your body so far?
I do. I wish you could choose the areas because I've still got like the mummy belly, but I have a massive cesarean scar. So it's always going to be like that. And hey, I'm not a bikini model, so it doesn't really bother me. But it's like that the bottom half of my stomach is protruding, but the top half of my stomach, I'm losing quite a fair bit of weight. So I would be down in sizes in my shirts, but like the bottom part of my stomach touches the shirt, which makes me self-conscious. So other than that, I don't know. I think I'd have to put now pictures and before pictures to see a difference. Like, because, you know, I see myself every day. It's hard to sort of tell. I can tell where the weight's coming off.
I mean, I started out before the surgery in the shape of an orange, and now I'm a pear.
Orange is a shape.
Round is a shape. I'm in shape. Round is a shape. But it's because I noticed this when I've lost weight in the past. I tend to lose off the top first, and everything else seems to follow. But this time around, I've lost off the top. I have what would be affectionately referred to as a pregnancy belly. The apron's still there, but it's nowhere near as big as it was. But my legs, because I'm doing so much now, my legs are becoming more slim and athletic looking. So I just kind of go like this. And I don't know why I just did that, because there are going to be people who are only listening to this podcast and not actually looking at it. So I drew the shape of a pear.
I feel like if I was a shape, I would be a pear, but side on. And that's how I put on weight. Like, I feel like Veruca in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory when she blows up like a blueberry. That's how I felt like when I was putting on weight, because like there's curvy girls that look like fantastic and they wear clothes really well. And I was like, oh, you know, she's curvy. I can wear that like dress that she's wearing. But because of where her curves are, she just looks 10 times better than what I do because of the way that I put on weight. So the way that I'm losing weight is I like that I'm losing weight, but like I feel like I can't really venture into other clothes just yet, because even though my waist is smaller, my stomach holds up my pants, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So last week, Hayley, I asked you to watch a movie.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Yep. And I asked you to watch, was it 1985?
I don't know. Yeah. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. The cult classic, Girls Just Want to Have Fun, with Sarah Jessica Parker and a young Shannon Doherty and
Helen Hunt's the other one.
Helen Hunt. Yeah. We're going to do a rating scale: roast or toast. Roast being bad and toast being good. So if you thought it was a roast, how many roast chickens out of 5 did you give it? If you thought it was good and it was a toast, how many slices of toast did you give it? Ready and go.
They do this in a lot of 80s movies where they create this context that you're just supposed to know about. For instance, Sarah Jessica Parker meets this heartthrob, you know, the hottie of the movie, and apparently they're in love in less than 2 minutes. And there's a whole context that you're not aware of. They already hated each other before they met, and then, you know, they were kissing by 10 minutes in, and it was very confusing. They do that really shitty, you know, that they weren't talking whilst filming. They were talking, but then they dubbed over it because obviously the background sound they had to deal with, and you know, it's a 80s production. I don't like Sarah Jessica on the best of terms, so her as a teenager was just irritating. If you don't know what the story is, honestly, I watched it, I still don't know what the fucking story was. It was apparently there was a dance competition, and you know, because they were the poor white kids, they weren't going to win it, and there was a snooty rich girl that was her, and her father's relationship was something of the Twilight era, like there was some sexual tension there. It was weird. The funniest part of the movie, and I'm talking like, you know, not on the highest scale, was the nun on the pommel horse.
Yes.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So that was like the highlight of the movie. But other than that, I give it 5 roast chickens. Like, don't ever waste your time. Your review of I Made You Watch Shaun of the Dead,
You did.
still a cult classic. I Wikipedia'd it.
Uh-huh.
And with Simon Pegg. Yeah. How did you go?
I actually really liked it. I really, really did. After we recorded last week, the next day, I chilled out in the bedroom while my wife was watching something else. She came in to talk to me and she sat on the end of the bed, and I actually found myself going, "Can you move? I'm trying to watch the movie." I really liked it. I mean, I'm not going to say it was the world's greatest cult classic. I'm sure to somebody who is in a cult, I don't know. So the premise of the movie is it's a down on his luck kind of guy. He's in a crap job. He's living with 2 housemates, and one of them is a lazy sack of shit that just plays video games, and the other one's slightly uptight and a little bit professional-ish. He's got a girlfriend, and his girlfriend ends up dumping him. He kind of just goes about his life, and he doesn't notice that this sleepy little hamlet town in like England, everybody is, they're zombies. He doesn't realize, because he's just so caught up in his own struggles and everything. What was making me like giggle the most was when he was explaining what the go was going to be to try and save everybody. And it was like, we're going to go to my mum's house. We're going to go and kill my stepfather. And then we're going to go and pick up my girlfriend. And we're going to kill all the zombies and everything's going to be okay. And they played that scenario out about 6 or 7 times. And then they actually went to go and do it, and they get to the mother's house and he can't bring himself to kill the stepfather. I'm going to toast it, and I am going to give it a solid 3.5 slices of toast, possibly 4. No, I'll go for 4. I'm going to go for 4 slices of toast. I was quite surprised by the end of it, and I sent you a text message saying that I was enjoying it.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
So what do you got for me this week?
There is multiple, but I'll only make you watch the first one. Sharknado.
Okay. Okay. That's got Ian Ziering, or that dude from Beverly Hills 90210, and that chick from American Pie.
Tara Reid.
No. Yeah, American Pie.
Yeah. Tara Reid.
Yep.
So Sharknado is your project. You'll love it. You'll want to watch all 3 of them.
You reckon?
No, not at all. Yeah, all 3 of them are on Stan. If you just want to go down that Sharknado tornado, then go nuts.
Okay.
Yes, that's yours.
No problem. Okay.
What's mine?
Yours is it's actually not available on any of the streaming platforms. However, it is available on YouTube, because we watched it on YouTube about 3 months ago. Okay. It is around 1988 as well, and it's called Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. Okay.
Well, I don't get to know who Elvira is, because I know who she is.
Elvira is the ultimate drag queen.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, I've seen her on Drag Race. She's been on Drag Race, hasn't she? Yeah. So, okay.
Talk to anybody who's been in the drag community for more than 7 minutes. Like, Elvira she's the shit, and she's the best.
Speaking of drag, which is what we should talk about,
Yeah.
I wanted to go over. I hadn't caught up on the Celebrity Drag Race, so I watched the last 2 episodes, so episode 4 and episode 5. Wanted to talk about episode 4, which was the celebrity duets. Millie Mountain Sunshine left on that episode, and they had the drag duets. So Silky Nutmeg Ganache, lip sync was crap. I know we kind of shit on Silky last time, but the lip sync was crap. She didn't know the words.
No, she didn't, because she was with
Donna Bellissima.
Donna Bellissima. Yeah. Donna Bellissima is good, and I think that one week in particular where she wasn't fantastic was because of Silky Nutmeg Ganache.
I agree, and I could see Silky's stockings at the top of her pants. Was that a thing? Was that supposed to be there?
I don't remember, because that was a couple of weeks ago. But we're talking about a drag queen who does her eyebrows with like Sharpie.
Yeah, wasn't a fan.
Is it her eyebrows or is it her eyeliner? One of the two. I mean, we're shitting on her.
Sorry, Silky.
But
Eureka and Chakra 7 were so cute in their little birdie outfits dancing across the stage. I think they killed it. Thirsty Von Trapp and Karcher. They were winners for me, but I love Karcher. So, and also Thirsty's really fishy, like super fishy. Like if I didn't know that it was a drag queen competition and then it was a dude, I wouldn't know. Then you had Poppy Love and Morgan McMichaels, which is a
I'm
Pregnant
team Poppy Love.
I know you're team Poppy Love. They won that week. I think they won more for their story as opposed to the whole everything. Then you got Millie Von Sunshine and got Mick, and I was like, whatever. Violet Chachki and Chick LaFay was great. Oh no, sorry, Chick LaFay won that one.
The one, yeah. As soon as you said
where
that,
they
I remembered.
They had a little like fight on stage.
Well, that was the rip-off of Whitney and Mariah. Yeah.
Chick LaFay, I think, deserved that win. And then Millie Von Sunshine. Yeah, sorry, he went home. Bye. And who was Millie Von Sunshine? Who did she reveal herself as?
Jenna Ushkovitz, the Asian girl from Glee.
Then there was episode 5, which was the 90s. Love the 90s. Love the 90s music because my favorite did Poppy Love, who did Spice Girls.
But I love Poppy Love.
Yeah,
I'm totally team Poppy Love. And I was sitting there from the moment, because she's so cute. And when she was walking behind the guy, guys, like when she was like lip syncing and stuff, and she had that coy little look on her face when she was pretending to be baby. I was like, you just want to give Poppy Love a huge hug. I'm loving Poppy Love. And then this week they haven't revealed who anybody was because no one went home.
No, but RuPaul announced that they all must reveal themselves. Chakra 7, I thought it was an okay performance. I'm not seeing what they're seeing. I don't know what.
No, I'm not seeing it either. But maybe they're seeing something totally different that they're not putting on camera. So, do you have anybody in particular that you think you know who it is? Because I've got my ideas.
So Chick LaFay is the other one off Glee, the one in the wheelchair. Donna Bellissima.
I believe that it is a guy by the name, or girl, pronouns, Daniel Francesi. So this is what I think. Poppy Love is AJ McLean from the Backstreet Boys. Donna Bellissima is Daniel Francesi. AJ McLean from the Backstreet Boys is Poppy Love. What did we say? Chick LaFay is the guy who played Artie in the wheelchair in Glee. Thirsty Von Trapp, I can't remember his name, but I know he was the assistant in Hacks.
Okay.
Yeah. And Chakra 7, I can't remember her name. I may not even know her name because I never really paid attention to the credits, except for the song, is, I believe, the youngest sister from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
And that's all of them, isn't it?
Yep.
Chick LaFay won that hands down with Genie in a Bottle and Christina Aguilera. I'm sorry.
I know, she was so good.
She should have won that. I'm
still
annoyed. I'm team Chick LaFay. I love how as soon as Cher was announced, Donna Bellissima was like, I got this. Like, it's mine.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my thoughts on the last 2 episodes.
So that brings us to RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under. I'm sorry, but they found the world's most boring New Zealand family.
I think that's why I tuned out.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling it.
Even the gay guy, he was like, yes, all of this other stuff. And then he just turned out to be boring. And then the cousin, I'm sure, was catatonic at some point. The father was okay. And, good on him. Like, all of his sons are gay.
And you know what? Molly Poppins should not have lost. Who did they favor? Did they? Because there was someone
she was up
that
against Hanaconda.
No, who won? Who won the
Queen
challenge?
Kong. Queen Kong won the challenge. She actually did really good. Not going to shit on you this week, Queen.
No. Yeah, actually, Queen Kong, I agreed, should have won. But the person who came second, which is Spanky Jackson, her dragged up makeup, and I know you like Spanky, was crap.
Yeah, but we've established that Spanky is consistently crap. That's why
she should have been in the bottom. That's what happened. I know, and I know that you like it, and I like Spanky too, but she should have been in the bottom. I don't know why they made allowances for her. It didn't make sense. Yeah.
We love you a lot, Molly. Come on our show. We'll give you love. We'll give you love if you don't come on our show. We think you're great. So now we've got our top three, which is Spanky Jackson, Queen Kong, and Hanaconda. I'm glad that Rue kept Spanky Jackson, and he's hoping she pulls a miracle out of her ass this week. Who do you think's going to win?
Not Spanky.
Hanaconda.
I want Hanaconda to win, but I feel that Queen Kong's like stepped it up. She's found some
She's coming home with the wind in her sails.
Yeah, she's found some reserve talent, and she was like, nah, this is it. I'm going to take this out. And she might actually pull it off. But I do want Hanaconda to win.
I want, if I can't have Spanky, and it appears you're telling me I can't have Spanky Jackson for the win, Hanaconda, Team Hannah.
Yeah.
You can't not love a drag queen.
Oh, 100%.
The thing is that for all intents and purposes, you have to be on team somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, the whole point to go on a reality show like this is to be judged. And we have judged you, Queen Kong. We have. And unapologetically so. She's coming. She's here. She's here.
Oh my God.
Hi.
You look amazing.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fucking exhausted.
Did you work last night?
Yeah, and I was molested whilst performing by a straight man.
Oh.
And then I had an accident. I was doing a quick change and slid into the change room, which is actually a toilet on a boat. So, yeah, interesting.
Wow.
And my ass is killing me today.
Thank you for coming on. We really appreciate this.
That's
We
all
do.
right. Good time.
Excellent. So I don't know, and it's fine if you haven't seen it, but basically what the podcast is, is that we've both had bariatric surgery, and we talk about that a little bit. And one of the things that I noticed after meeting you guys down in Melbourne and, you know, experiencing Drag Expo was it was great that there were the news crews there.
Yeah.
And everything, but I just felt like there needed to be a constant, almost media presence. You didn't have booths and all of that, and you know, understandable, because we just got the prices for the booths. We get it. And so, you know, we wanted to be able to hopefully do something where, you know, we talked to you when we were out smoking and everything, and that was amazing because we got to know you.
Yeah.
And appreciate what it is that you do, and we want to be able to show everybody else that as well.
Especially,
you know,
like just like the newer queens who are trying to get out there and sort of don't know where to go. Like Ella War is hosting just the tip, I believe, in Wollongong, where she's getting new drag queens on, and there wasn't much of a market, you know, except for RuPaul's Drag Race, but you have to get on to promote.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
we just thought we would do this and, you know, see who wants to come on our show. And if they say no, then okay, we'll move on. But you were actually we asked one other queen, and you were actually the second person that we asked, because I love your name. Every time I think about it, I'm like, yes, give me that kebab.
That's what I'll be getting later on tonight, a kebab with extra garlic sauce.
We did hear that you are the meatiest queen in Melbourne. That's what we heard.
Yep, I am.
We love it. We want you to have so much exposure. We fell in love with you and Erica and Tyranny, and, you know, just by their little, because, you know, you always end up finding friendly people out in the smokers area, let's be honest.
We're a dying breed.
we are. We've got to stick together while we can.
Absolutely.
So and we just thought, you know what, we'll throw the invite out there and see if it sticks. And, you know, God bless your heart. You were the first one to say, yeah, absolutely. And we've been excited about this for the last three days. We've been sending each other messages and calling each other going, what are we going to do? What are we going to say?
So, and you ask anything, like, I'm an open book, like, what's to hide?
That's good. I mean, there's nothing too in depth or anything like that. I mean, obviously we want to have obviously we want to have some rhetoric and some funny conversations and all of that to keep everybody interested, but as a way of thanking you for coming on, we would actually like to send you a little gift. We've made merch.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in the
Yeah.
process of getting some merch made, so keep an eye out for that.
I want a kebab bag. That's what I want. You better be making those bedazzled.
Wow, funny you should say that. I am actually doing a bag,
Love it.
but it's not like a calico bag or your standard merch bag. It's
Mhm.
actually what's that stuff called? Like the clear plastic.
Okay, like Perspex, is that?
Perspex, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's literally like a clutch Perspex bag.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
And
make
also
that.
earrings, of course.
Mhm.
Of course.
And yeah, there's some other fun stuff we're doing.
Cute.
We'll be looking out for it. I mean, I don't carry a bag everywhere. I'm a jeans and pockets person, but I'll carry one of yours. It's okay.
Do it.
One of the questions that we have for you is, was there a specific event or a person, a song, whatever it was, a movie that inspired you to become a drag queen?
I don't have a story like this. Like nothing actually really inspired me to start doing drag. It's kind of like a series of unfortunate events with my story. It started off just as a night out with some friends for shits and giggles. And it was like the most trashiest I've ever looked. And I just fell in love with it because it was just so freeing. There was like, you were a completely different person. And yeah, that's how I got into drag. Like, there wasn't actually anything behind it. Like, I didn't actually set out to do drag as like a job or anything, but it's turned out that way.
Do you do that full time?
Yes, it keeps me busy.
So you're not going to have the tearful storyline if ever you end up on a reality show where you had to overcome the slings and arrows to become who you are.
I could turn it into a bit of a sob story, actually, though. So I was really young. I was just turned 18. My sister actually outed me to my family, my twin sister. So I left home that same day, and I didn't speak to them for 5 years. And that's during that period that I started doing drag.
And that's the story you tell on RuPaul's Drag Race.
Drag
You're about
Race.
to be eliminated, and
Yep.
you can't eliminate
that's the one
me.
That's the one that keeps you safe. That's the one that ends up giving you miscongeniality and 500,000 subscribers in the first week. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how would you best describe your drag in particular? Are you a singing queen, a comedy queen, a fashion queen?
I would describe myself as a failure of everything. I can't sing. I can't dance. I can sew, which is a bonus. I would literally just say I'm a queen that wings everything. Yeah.
I do that in life. I pride
Yeah.
myself in
You have
being
to wing it.
average at everything.
You have to. Like the one piece of advice that I was given, because I'm a qualified hairdresser, my trainer always said, fake it until you make it.
Mhm.
And it's something that I constantly live by. Called playing the game.
Are you coming to Sydney Drag Expo?
Yes, I am.
Yay!
We'll
That's
be
so
there.
exciting.
So
Are you coming with like Tyranny and everybody? Are they all coming?
I'm coming with Ego and Erica. We have actually got a penthouse suite for a week.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it's going to be amazing.
Obviously, you're doing this full time.
Yep.
So where in Melbourne are you performing / not performing, because
So
you just do everything?
I mainly do private and corporate events, just because it pays better.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're not having to deal with a lot of drunk people. And I find venues that are very claustrophobic.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's mainly private and corporate. And then I kind of just do what I want. I don't have to answer to anyone apart from myself.
That's great.
Exactly. exactly. So when you have ventured out into doing, the clubs,
Yeah.
was there any one moment that stands out in particular, whether it was good or bad, where you just went, well, that was a night?
So many. So many. I think the biggest one that stood out to me was right before COVID, I was doing shows in a little country town. And one of the punchers, who was a regular, she was going through chemotherapy for breast cancer. And during the show, she's come up to me and she's like, you know what? I just checked myself out of hospital today just so I could come tonight. I'm going back in the morning.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So it's those things, like you have an effect on people's lives and you don't really know how much until they tell you.
Mm.
Last night, getting grabbed by a man was kind of really off-putting, and having to
Yeah.
professionally put them back in their place in front of a crowd of people. It's you never know what you're going to get, but you have to just do the best you can with any given situation, but
Of course.
remaining professional.
Yeah.
It's funny you should mention you don't realize how much of an impact that you have, because after talking to you ladies when we were having, little chats outside and everything,
Yeah.
on the flight home, it gave me a lot of time to think, and that's pretty much where this podcast came from.
Yeah.
I mean, we had wanted to do it for a long time, and life gets in the way and everything, but I was sitting on the plane thinking to myself, how can we get exposure, not only for, obviously, for ourselves, but for you, because it was noticed by me, because I was watching it unfold, that when Hayley was walking around, because Hayley had the book that she made up and she was getting the autographs.
Yeah.
The one thing that it touched me was you were surprised.
Yeah, everyone was so happy. Like,
Yeah.
they're like, oh my God, I'm in a book. And I was
Yeah.
like, it was more because I didn't know what to expect when going down there. And I'm glad I took it down, because half the people that I wanted to see didn't have booths. So they were
Yeah.
just walking around. Like, and I felt like I was trying not to, but I just wanted to stare at everybody. Not because like I thought, oh God, look at these big people with makeup on. I'm like, oh, you just look so beautiful, and I just want to look at you, but I don't want to look at you so you like look at me going, is there something wrong with you? But I was just so in awe of everyone, especially that especially that grey dress that you wore was beautiful. I want to steal that. I won't look as good, but I want to steal it. There should have been a booth for you guys, even if you just like split it up and had an hour each, like just to sort of have that interaction would have been great.
I would say like a booth is kind of a great space to have like a base, but also being able to walk around and mingle with people without them having to come to you, it makes it a bit more personal as well. It's like everyone's out in their natural environment and it's not just like a box with 3 walls. So I think I like the setup of not having a booth and just mingling with people, just like any other social event. And that's what made it a great day or great weekend for us, is we're getting around and not stuck in the one place.
Yeah. No, and
we got to meet you.
The highlight of your weekend.
100%.
It really was. We came out of it on the Saturday. We were going back to our hotel going, these are just amazing human beings, first and foremost, because I think everybody goes in, well, not everybody, but people go in with the cardboard cutout image of a drag queen, and RuPaul's Drag Race, any movie, in the 90s or whatever, they had drag queens. Drag queens were, catty and bitchy, and they're staring at you with the cigarette in their hand going, what are you looking at, pal? And all of that. But we felt that you were welcoming, and you wanted to be a part of the conversation, and it just made us fall even more in love with not only yourself but the art of drag. And we can't thank you enough for the time that you're giving us now, the time that you gave us then. And I've been following you, we've both been following you on Instagram and TikTok, and we love you.
This is why I do it. That's why I do it.
And we might throw shade in our podcast at the drag queens
throw
on
away, I love
RuPaul's.
But
But
it comes from a place of love.
Yeah,
Oh,
we'll
oh,
fawn over you.
You heard
I mean-
what we were like with each other at Expo. Nothing is off limit. But also, I think drag also has like this side of not living your true, authentic self. Like it's a facade.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And this is where it's like an alter ego. And it is an alter ego. It gives you the ability to do things that you wouldn't do in your normal day life. But yeah, it is living your true, authentic self, but also not.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's either way.
Yeah.
How did you come up with your name? Is it just you just wanted a kebab?
Okay. So originally my drag name was Ivana Sark.
I still like it.
And I was a skinny twink, and then mid-20s I started getting fat. I'm like, okay, I gotta change my name because it's not happening anymore. So let's go with Ivana Kebab, because who doesn't like a kebab after a night out? And I'm just like, and it is my favorite food. So it's a good name.
It is a good name. I love the name.
But we're literally like Tyranny, Ego, Erica, my partner Jack, who you met, we're constantly messaging each other with Ivana puns. Like last night it was Ivana suppository. And it's just a never-ending barrage of like Ivana jokes.
Well, while we're on the subject of food and all of that, one of the questions that we have is, okay, so you're on you're on death row. What is your death row meal?
A young child.
I've got two.
It'll bring me back to life. No, in all seriousness, I would, there's a few things I would want. A pounder burger from Macca's,
Mhm.
Mhm.
and a kebab. Because at least if I was dying, the pounder burger alone would probably just off me quickie, like really quickly.
That's it. When you fried, everybody else would be, just like sitting there going, I could do a Macca's run right now.
Yeah.
So you do the corporate gigs, you do all of that, but I have seen that you have been doing some other gigs. Is there any one that you do in particular that's a regular gig?
So I do a bingo here in Werribee at Teddy Pickers once a month at the moment. Next year we are expanding to trivia as well.
One more of the final questions. We have a segment every week where we just get to unleash on what has been pissing us off. It's called What Burst My Pancreas. So Ivana Kebab, what burst your pancreas?
People that don't know how to use roundabouts or indicators.
Yeah, that's
always a driving one.
Yeah, always a driving one. We've had multiple driving ones.
Also, being compared to other drag queens. So I did go for a job interview on Thursday, and the national manager was interviewing me and was asking me about my drag, because I'm always honest when I go for a job. And they started comparing me to the Vivian. And I just turned around and said, you do know that I've been doing drag a hell of a lot longer than Vivian. So, yeah, it's just one thing. Don't compare us. Like, everyone brings something different.
But if they're going to compare, they should be comparing her to you.
Yeah. But because I haven't been on RuPaul's Drag Race, they just automatically assume that you haven't been doing drag as long as they have.
Yeah. Well, we hope to see you on there.
You never know. You never know.
We're Team Kebab the whole way.
Yeah.
Oh, yay.
We won't.
moderator of the fan page.
We'll argue the bad edit. We'll do all of that. We're huge fans of yours. We can't.
Even with Beverly Kills, we argued her bad edit down to the end until she was eliminated. Because I love Beverly. She was amazing.
I can say is I'm really happy. I'm really happy with the outcome.
So am I.
We are too.
I was team the winner all the way.
Yeah, I've been lucky enough, to have worked with her, seeing that she was in Melbourne for such a long time before moving back home. She's just an amazing performer, friendly, will always give you advice even if you don't want to hear it, and she's blunt about it. But she has shaped me as well to be who I am today. So I'm happy. I'm really happy. Yeah.
Exactly.
I do know two homosexuals back in Geelong that have not watched this season at all. So Jacob and Stephen, get your shit together.
And I have other gay friends who are the same, they don't watch it and they go, why would I want to watch that?
Because we're entertaining.
Agreed.
Come on. And we're pretty. But yeah. Gays just annoy me sometimes. And this is coming from someone that works with predominantly straight people.
Yeah, that's fair. We're annoying too.
We are annoying.
I'm probably the most annoying one out of all of them, though.
No, I have every Mardi Gras time, if I'm in the office, or even because Hayley and I worked together previously, they'd be like, are you going to go to Mardi Gras? And I'll be like, no. And they go, why? And I go, I have Mardi Gras every day at my house.
Yeah.
You know?
Plus, you go to Bunnings a lot. So
I do go to Bunnings a lot. Lesbians Paradise. I
love Bunnings. It's not just the lesbian paradise. Jesus. Oh, put that label on there. I can't go back.
It's funny though, because it's named the Lesbians Paradise, but they sell sausages every weekend. It's very, very confusing.
It's called irony.
Well, thank you so much, Ivana. We appreciate you looking this perfect. I feel very underdressed.
Spectacular. That green is amazing.
We will send you something in the next couple of weeks. So yeah, do you wanna wrap up, Cass?
To all of the pronoun people out there, because I'm not going to do ladies and gentlemen, she, them, all of the pronouns out there, you need to get onto the Ivana Kebab train. The meatiest queen in Melbourne, slathered in garlic sauce. We love you. We love everything about you. Thank you so much for being on our show.
You're so welcome anytime. I'm more than happy to come back.
Love you.
We're going to hold you to that.
Done. I'll put it in my calendar for the next 5 years.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We'll
You're
speak
the
to you
best.
soon. You are the best.
You are the best.
Bye.
So local drag shows coming up this week. Live Drag is back at the Newtown Hotel every Saturday night at 8:30, 9:30 and 10:30. Stonewall Hotel, 10:30 Saturday nights, The Gospels with Minnie Cooper, Hanaconda from season 2 of RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under, and Jackieson Hyde. Saturday nights at the Newtown Hotel, 8:30 p.m, live drag with Minnie Cooper, Tora Hyman, Victoria Anthony, Hanaconda, and Dakota Secret. And every Saturday night, 6 p.m, RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under viewing party, Gingers at the Oxford.
Roxy Horror presents One Night Stand Friday the 30th September, 7:30 to 11:30 p.m. at Meatiest Theatre Thirroul. Ticketmaster has tickets for around $50 when I had a look. Just the Tip is a monthly open drag night. The next one's on the 14th of October at La La La's in Wollongong. It's hosted by Illawarra. Doors are open at 7:30, shows from 8:30. All performers, free entry. You get drag dollars, you get to tip the queens with drag dollars. So go, because we're going to go and have fun.
Boom, chakalaka.
And
All right. Thank you for watching this week's episode of Drag Me Out. Don't forget to follow us on Insta at DragMeOutOfficial. If you're watching us on YouTube, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. We're also now on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and is it Amazon Audible? Is it Audible?
no, just Amazon.
Just Amazon?
Music.
Amazon Music.
Yeah.
Okay. Amazon, you think I would probably need to know this, but
Yes.
what do I know?
We're actually on a lot more as well.
Oh, are we?
I'll have to send you the
Okay.
list, but I've never heard of them before.
You can keep this bit in because people are just going to understand that I know very little about anything. And don't forget, if you have any questions or suggestions, or you want to gift us a pony or whatever it is, slide into our DMs on Insta at DragMeOutOfficial. And if there are any up and coming drag performers who would like to spruik their show or just talk about drag in general, you can come in drag, you can come out of drag. We're more than happy to have you on the show. We want to know more about you because we love you and we just want to know everything about you and anything that you've got to tell us. I can't do the fingers. I've never been is that it?
For those who
Wait.
listening, Cass is attempting to do a heart.
The
with her
heart fingers? Is that right?
No, it looks like a turkey.
Should I just be like one of those people from like the Korean like singing groups with the?
Yeah.
I actually found out not long ago that this is supposed to represent the bottom of the heart. Am I right? When
Maybe
you
if you-
do the fingers in the little bow.
I don't know. Maybe if you're like pinching at the nerve at the bottom of the heart to stop the blood flow.
Do you think?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, obviously I'm not up with the language of today's youth. But anyway, we love you and we want you to come on the show and we want to please. And we want to thank everybody who has been listening and has been watching, and please continue to do it because we're two people just trying to drag ourselves up from the bottom. And, we don't want to be poor no more.
Inflation.
Inflation's just hitting everybody. It's ruining the economy. And we just want to expose the incredible talent that is the world of drag to the unwashed masses. And we want to expose the world to the fact that bariatric surgery is something that can be a strength rather than what people would consider a weakness. And I just also want to finish on Hayley got kicked out of the bariatric surgery Facebook group today.
It's shit anyway. Don't even go over to it.
It's awesome. It was so good to watch. I loved it. Thank you everybody for watching, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.